guys, so I have decided that I'm gonna have a drink of tea. Hi guys, so I decided that I'm not going to be cosplaying Pocahontas for a very specific reason, and that's why I wanted to share this with you guys and kind of get your opinions on it as well. Alright, so I was watching a video from Evelyn from the internets and it was kind of about Pocahontas. It's a funny video. I'll link it below. But in her comments there was people talking about the real story behind Pocahontas and stuff like that, and I was like, let me look this up. And so I looked it up and now I'm here. So I know Disney typically takes stories and waters them down and happies them up, and you know, I don't really have a big problem with that. And Pocahontas is kind of based on an actual person and not like a fairy tale. So that's a little bit more like, but still, I was like, So just like doing a little bit, just a little bit of research on Pocahontas. Her story is really sad. Nothing like the Disney story. I mean, starting out with her actual name, Pocahontas is one of her nicknames. It's not her actual name. There's no such thing as like a native princess and stuff like that. They didn't have kingdoms. So just that idea that she's a princess when she really wasn't is off. And then of course the whole like mystical, magical Native American. I understand why Disney they have magic in all their movies, so you kind of are like, okay, but then it still kind of plays up into that stereotype, making Native people like they're not even real, like they're these magical creatures or whatever. So she was held captive for a little while, and the man that she married, she kind of made a deal like, I'll marry him so she can be free. That's sad. She had one child with her husband and she ended up dying when she was like 21 or 22. So it's kind of just like, it's just like sad story. And then on top of that, they made trips to London and she was kind of shown off like, look, a civilized savage, like you can, like, you know, like she's an animal. Like it's so it's so much just like wrong and messed up with that story that wasn't really shown that much in the Disney movie. But again, it's like Disney, so how can you show? I don't know. You know, it's like, I don't know. I will give it to Disney that they did kind of have a point to say that just because someone lives differently than you do, that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them. It doesn't mean they're savage. That doesn't mean you're better than them or that your way is better even. And, you know, that's kind of the only redeeming thing about Pocahontas, but it's just like, that didn't really happen in real life anyway. So, and then comes the whole John Smith thing, and he says that she basically saved his life, similar to the Disney movie, but in reality, historians and scholars say that probably didn't happen. He was known for making up stories about getting rescued by like popular young women and stuff. When he first like met Pocahontas and her people, that he never wrote about her saving his life or anything like that. And 17 years later, that's when he came up with the story of how she like saved his life. And I think he said that she was like 17, even though when he was there, she was 11 at the time. So that story wasn't even true at all. And of course in the movie they're closer to age and they have a romantic relationship, when that was like far from reality. And so a lot of those things are just like really unsettling for me. So what was like the last straw, or like the biggest reason, that reason alone would make me not want to cosplay Pocahontas. But I was reading on the Powhatan Nation website, and so this is just like this one paragraph of several paragraphs, but this was like the thing that really hit home with me. We of the Powhatan Nation disagree. The film distorts history beyond recognition. Our offers to assist Disney with cultural and historical accuracy were rejected. Our efforts urging him to reconsider his misguided mission were spurred. And they're talking about Roy Disney. They're like, we don't even want your input on this movie about you, in a sense. That's just so crazy to me. Like, that would be like, I'm gonna make a movie about like Korean people, but I don't want to have any Korean people's input about the movie. I'm just gonna figure it out on my own. Like, what the crap? That just really upset me, and I was just like, I can't support it. I just can't. I still love the movie Pocahontas, and it was the first time seeing like someone that was like similar in skin color to me. I mean, she's not black, but she was similar in skin color to me and a Disney princess, and that, you know, that was a lot for me. But I'm sure a lot of black girls, or just like any kind of like darker skinned girl who like Disney movies, saw that and was just like, you know, you have an extra connection to that because you're, you know, you see a little bit of yourself, even if it's just a little bit of yourself reflected in that. And so that was cool. And so it was kind of like really disappointing that that happened. So that's why I'm not cosplaying Pocahontas. Now, if someone else wants to cosplay Pocahontas, I don't really have a problem with it. I feel like it's more of a gray area. For me, personally, this is just how I feel, so I'm not going to do it. But I'm not going to really be mad if someone else cosplays Pocahontas. However, if someone wants to dress up as like a native person, no thank you. That's a whole different situation, dressing up as a specific person versus dressing up as a whole people group. That's messed up. I'm definitely gonna have a problem with that, and I'm gonna be like, that doesn't make any sense. Also, I don't think it's okay to like color your skin another human flesh color. I'm putting brown all over my